Hello, and welcome to Steel Titans. Now, this is a Roblox game, and this is essentially just World of Tanks, but on Roblox. And in this video, I'm going to be going through the tech tree for each tank and just talking about them, describing them. So this one will only be Germany only. I will do the others in different videos. So the way this works out is I'm just going to kind of go up, down, from up to down on each tier, and then I will talk about the premium tanks last. And if I do, I will talk about seasonal tanks and anything else. So if you don't know Steel Titans, it's just World of Tanks, but on Roblox. I'm in a tier 1 server. There are 5 tiers, and you can only play, those tanks. There's the research points, 5,000 limits, the also cost research. This is money. Money really doesn't have that big of a thing. It buys tanks, but they are only like 100. They're not expensive. And then these loot boxes, these are not pay to win. These are just decorative. These are, like stickers and stuff. Store, you got donations here, and you got boosters. As you can see, these give more RP and credit, and they last for certain spawns. I'll say this, I did not buy this many. These are from past seasons that they did. Last one has not been in a while. You got the update log. Yeah, it's been quite a while since it was updated, but it's still a good game. Here's the help. This is a really good if you just want to know how to play the game. Let's get on to the ranking. So, starting in German Tier 1, we'll start with the light tank, the Panzer II Alfs C. This is a goofy little guy. He comes with a 20mm auto cannon and HVAP 64mm a pen. Not bad. AP obviously doesn't do as much, but it just does more damage. Usually in this game, less pin, more damage, more pin, less damage. That's not the rule. There are exceptions. In terms of being a good low tier tank, your armor is not bad. You have 20mm spaced armor at the front, and this is reinforced by 15mm armor below it. So in essence, you have 35mm frontal armor on front and the turret cheeks, while this is only about 15. Your sides are only about 15. Yeah, you can see there, 15. Yeah, you can see right there. On the back, again, 15mm all around. The top is 10mm, bottom 15. You won't really do anything. It's pretty fast. It goes 44 kilometers a second. It's 4-second reload with 10-round magazines, and it shoots decently fast. It's not a bad tank. It's a good starting tank, in my opinion. And yeah, it's a decent tier 1 starting tank for Germany, so I would suggest that you play this. Next up is the other starting tank, the Panzer 38T Alfs A. This one is your standard light tank, 37mm KWK 38T. This comes with APHEC and APCR. APHEC, only 62 men, only 62mm a pen, but it does 57mm damage. My bad, damage. And the APCR, obviously 86mm a pen, but you only do 30 damage. Yeah, when I say World of Tanks, this is kind of like World of Tanks. These tanks have health. You just have to take the health out and you win. Decent fast reload. Speed is also pretty good. In terms of armor, it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. 15mm all around, except for like the engine area and again the roofs. But I mean, you got 25mm here, you got 25mm here. So if you're angled, you could possibly resist a shot or two. But this thing is it's not heavy. You're gonna get. It's a good tank. Again, if I had to rate it, same as the Panzer II. They're just good starting tanks. So next up, we have the Panzerjäger 1. This is the first tank destroyer, or SPG, more technically. It comes with the 47mm pack, which has a really good cannon. APHEC 87mm with 72 damage, not bad. APCR does a lot of pen, but again, only 40mm, only 40 damage. In terms of reload, is also pretty good. And again, it's decently fast. It's not the worst. In terms of armor, though, that's where this thing lacks. With like a lot of other SPGs, only has 13 millimeter body armor, and then the turret is only 14 millimeters, and you got this 8 millimeter. And again, you're open from the back, so it's an SPG. It does what it does. It's light. It can kill. It can pack a punch. It's a glass cannon. I would rank this slightly below the other two because I just think there's better in this tier. And then next up we have the Stug 3 Als A. This is the first tank with the 75 KWK 37 5-second reload, and this is the first heat shell that you would usually unlock, in my opinion. So you got the heat, the APHE, CBC, and the HE. These two you just don't use. The heat is just the better. It does 100 millimeters of explosive pin with 55 damage. The APCBC only does 52 millimeters pin. It does a lot more damage, granted, but it just doesn't pin as much. Which, I mean, in low tier, it really depends on if you'll be pinning stuff with this round. In the HE, you don't really use HE in the game at all unless you're going to destroy a fortification. But overall, it's a good tank. 5-second reload, 43 kilometers per hour. It is pretty for tier 1. It is tanky. I mean, from an angle, you're looking at like 70 up to 90, almost 100 in some places if you're angled. But most of the time, you'll just be facing them head on, and it can be tricky for some people to pin because it's not a flat 50. It's about 56 because of the ever so slight angle. But it's a decent tank. Just watch your ammo here, and you can also get ammo here. But if I had to rank it, it's above. It's the best so far out of the first. Alright, next, the Panzer IV Alfs C. It's the first Panzer IV, and it definitely shows. You get the same 75mm KWK 37 with 4-second reload, but the armor is okay. You get 15mm armor basically everywhere, except the front, which has 30. And the tank is also, again, 43 miles per hour. It's an okay tank. You have more health. You have more health than a 38T. But you're just a bigger target. But you do get the better cannon. I would rank this above the 38T though. It's a good tank. Alright, then we have the Panzer III Alfs E. Now this one is the first Panzer III that you get, and you get 30mm all-around armor, except like we're back here, but that's like 50 at that point. And the turret itself is 30, with the front being 35. You get the 37mm, again KWK 36 cannon, with the ammo's again okay, but I think the armor does this justice, because if you're angled, it'll be hard to hit. It'll definitely be hard to hit. Through layout, your ammo's not bad. It's a good tank. Definitely better than the 2. And then we have the 38T Alfs F. Now, this version is just an up-armored version of the 38TA. If we look here, 25 in the front and 15 in the side. Now, if we go back, it'll be 50 in the front and 30 in the side. Now, again, it's just a better, more rounded out version of the tank. And it's definitely better. It is definitely better. Sorry, I just moved my mic. Yeah, it's just better. Same gun and everything, match engine. It's just the better 38T. This is if you want to play tier 1, use this tank, if you ask me. Sorry about that. And then lastly, for tier 1, we have the SD KFC 234-3. This is just a Puma with the 75mm gun on it. Now the Puma, I'm gonna say this for the later Puma, weak armor all around. I know it says 30 on the front, but you're gonna get pinned. It's the Puma. It is really fast, and the gun again has that 4-second reload, so it can do damage. This is a great vehicle for flanking and attacking from the side. So overall, this is probably the best tank of Tier 1 Germany, besides maybe the Stug 3, and if you want to do it, the 38 TF. So that was all of the tech tree Tier 1, so let's go to the premium tanks. So this is the Neubefahrzeug. This is Germany's attempt to make a multi-cannon tank, and it shows. You're definitely slower, 28 kilometers an hour, and you get two cannons. You get the 75 KWK 37 and the 37 millimeter KWK 36. Now, that seems good. I mean, two cannons better, right? Here's the problem, though. The armor. It is paper thin all around. It is 13 millimeters all around, except the front, which has 20 and 15 respectively in some areas, but you're going to get penned. Like, it's guaranteed. The one thing that helps, though, is that you have 325 health. So if you get shot, say, with this heat shell, you only have 55 damage. If it hits no modules, that is, module damage is multiplied, like ammo is 3.8. But the armor is the downside of this tank. I don't own a lot of the premium tanks. I only own one, I think. But I would not get this. This is just not a good premium tank for 490 as well. It's just not good. I don't think so, at least. And this is the complete opposite, though. This is the BT-42, and it takes a BT-5 or BT-7 chassis. I don't really one of those. And okay, let's start with the armor. You got 20 millimeter armor in the front and the front side, and then 15 millimeter armor on the sides and 13 in the back. It is really fast. This is one of the fastest tanks in the game, and it's very weak though. You only get 105 health, so you can get shot or killed in one shot easily. The main thing is the gun, the 114 millimeter howitzer. You have a 20-second reload that really limits it, and your turret traverse it's pretty slow. It's only 11 degrees a second. But you get this heat shell. It only does 100 millimeters a pen, but it does 270 damage. That one shots every single tank in Tier 1 Germany, besides, the Neubefahrzeug. But at that point, you will hit a module and you will do damage. So that is Tier 1 Germany. Let's move on to Tier 2 Germany, starting with the Panzer III Alps J. This is, again, let me check this actually. I've not checked this in a while. Okay, so it is an up armored. You got 15 millimeters on the front and on the turret, and you have 30 millimeters now on the side and 15 millimeters on the back. Okay, I did not know that. The one thing about this though is you get the 50 millimeter KWK L42. In my opinion, it's the first real great medium tank cannon for Germany. APHEC BC, only 80 millimeters of pen, but you get 90 damage, 70 damage, pretty good. The PCR, 160 millimeters of pen, but only 40 damage. 4.5 second reload, rounds up to 5 seconds. This is a good medium tank, if you ask me. One of the better ones for Tier 2. But next, though, we have the Panzer IV Alps 1. This is essentially just an up-armored version of the Panzer IV-C. And I guess they never changed this model. It's a pretty old model. You got 40 millimeter armor on like the front and the front right there. You got 50 millimeter armor on the ball turret and the turret. And the MG port. My bad. Doesn't really help from what I can tell. You got 50 millimeters in the turret. That's actually pretty good. And then you have 30 millimeters all around except for the rear, which is 20. You get the same 75 millimeter KWK, which even in Tier 2 is actually really good with the heat shell. 3.5 second reload. This is a good medium tank. It's beefy. You got 250 health and the armor is pretty good. This is probably one of the better ones as well. Okay, next though is probably the bane of Tier 2 German existence. That's the SDKFC 2342, the Puma. Again, it is fast, 48 kilometers an hour, but and the armor is the same. but you get this, the 50mm KWK-39, and its assortment of rounds. So the APHEC is probably the best round for this. 106mm damage, but you do 90 damage. And then you have two APCR rounds, which I don't know why they did this. Like, they probably did carry two APCR rounds, but this one is just 1,000 times better. You got 130mm a pen and 42 damage versus 137 and 65, so always bring this one. And then high explosive, nothing special. This is the top of Tier 2 Germany. This is the best vehicle in Tier 2 Germany, in my opinion. It's fast, it's deadly, it can tank some shots, surprisingly. You'd be surprised how much this vehicle tanks. If you're trying to shoot it, just shoot here. I am a racket. Alright, next is the first tank destroyer. It's the Stug 3 Alfs F. So this also gets the 50mm and 50mm front, 30mm side, but you get some spaced armor, which I think should be 30mm. So it's 80mm essentially in this entire area. And this is the first tank that gets the long 75mm KWK-40, and it has a great high explosive round, or a armor-piercing high explosive round. That's the APC-BC. 137mm a pen with around, give or take 73 damage. It's a really good round, probably one of the better rounds in Tier 2. The reload is about 8 seconds, so you want to watch out for that. In terms of other rounds, the heat is fine. The pen's not as good. APCR is really good, however. 163mm a pen for 70 damage. That's pretty good. And then you have the high explosive round, which again, it's a high explosive round. You just tear down things with it. One of the better tank destroyers of Tier 2. It's surprisingly mobile, 43 kilometers an hour. But yeah, again, just a better tank. And then we got the first German heavy tank, the VK-3001H. This thing is something else. You have 50mm all-around armor. Just 50, that's it. And you get access, and then you get the short 75 KWK-37 cannon with 270 health. This is a really good tank. Really good tank. Okay. In my opinion, one of the better heavy tanks of Tier 2. Alright, back up, we have the Panzer 3J1. This is essentially just a Panzer 3J. I'm pretty sure the armor is the same. The armor is the same, but you get the KWK-39 gun, the same on the Puma. It's just a better J. It's just a better J, Panzer J. So, I mean, what else can I say? Just a better gun. It's just the better. The Martyr 3. I love this vehicle. Haha, funny number. In terms of armor, you're not looking at a lot. 50mm all around, small area, 50. It's just not that great. But where this tank has is the 76mm Pak 36 gun. Oh, this gun is amazing. The APHEC-BC, 136 8mm a pen, 98 damage, really good on a 6-second reload. The heat is actually pretty viable for less armored tanks, so I would use that. The APCR though is probably one of the best in the tier. 182mm a pen, but again only 40 kinetic damage. This is just behind the Puma in best tank of the tier. So I would run this. If you ever play Tier 1, play this tank. It's really good. Okay, next is my personal favorite tank destroyer in the entire game, the Sturmhaubitze 42 Alfs G. This is essentially just a Stug 3. The armor is actually better, 80mm on the front, 30 on the side. But it gets my favorite cannon, the 105mm howitzer. It's so stupid. It's like the KV2 cannon for tier 2 though. It has a 13-second reload, and it's rounds. Oh boy, the round. So the APHE, only 90 millimeters a pen, but you do over 200. You do 220 damage with this thing. Skipping over the HE. The heat does 120 pen with 270. This is the round to use on this tank if you're gonna run it. I love this tank. I love this tank. Okay, next we have the premium tanks, and then I will get to the seasonal one. So the first premium is this. This is just a B. This is just a French B1 or B2, I forget, but germified. So you're slow, but you have armor. You have angled 60 millimeter, 55 millimeter all around. You can tank a lot of shots. In terms of cannons, though, that's where this thing kind of derails. So the main gun is the 47mm SA-35. You have 63 millimeters of pen. You have decent damage, 100 damage per shot. Howitzer, however, is just not good. You have the 75mm SA-35, but you only really do 52 millimeters of pen. You do a lot of damage. Don't get me wrong, but you just can't pen a lot of things. I have fought a few of these before. And the strat is really just like take out the top cannon and try to flank around and get the ammo. Not a good tank in my opinion, but it's an opinion. Play this tank for yourself and see what happens. And then the last premium is the Geschutzwagen. This is essentially I don't know what chassis it is, but it's the Panzer chassis. With the same 105 gun from the Stug 42. These are annoying. I have fought a lot of these, and these are annoying, if you ask me. Mainly because the gun, since you can aim 360, it can be deadlier because it can be aiming at a place you don't know. In terms of armor, though, it's weak. You can easily pen this, and like if you just hit the turret here, you're gonna ammo rack, it's gonna die. But it's a good tank. It depends on how you play it. So that's the last premium tank. And then the seasonal tank. Seasonal tanks were tanks that you play to pass. It would be up here. You would play along, and you would get a tank usually at the end. So this is the Panzer II Alps L, otherwise known as the Lux. And yeah, you can tell this is one of the newer armor vendors. It has 30mm frontal armor. It has a lot of spaced armor that amounts for about 30, maybe 60 millimeters in area. There's over 100 at the turret. And all around 20mm armor. The turret is 30. This is another Puma tank, in my opinion. You have the same gun as the Puma, and you're faster than the Puma. Actually, are you faster? Holy shit. Yeah, you're actually faster than the Puma itself. This is just a more armored Puma. It's a good tank. A lot of people just don't have it because they never played the pass. But, I mean, yeah, it's a good tank. You can find a place. It's small as well. So if you find a good place to hide, you can do some good flanking damage. So that was Tier 2 Germany. Let's move on to Tier 3. This is where more of the familiar vehicles get introduced. So the Panzer III Alps L. This is essentially just a Panzer J1, but the armor is increased. You get, obviously, you have the 50mm frontal armor and 30mm side, but you get some spaced armor, which amounts for basically 70mm of armor in certain areas. It's just a better Panzer. It's just a better Panzer 3L or J. But it does have a faster reload, however. That is one thing. It has actually a faster reload, a full second faster reload, actually. So I would suggest this. And the next is the Stug 3 Alps G. And this one's interesting. You have the same... You have the same 75mm cannon, KWK-40, but you get the better ammunition. You get the much better ammunition compared to the other tank. It's an okay tank to store, not my favorite. I don't really play it, as you can see over here. It's okay. Okay, next, one of the more known vehicles in Tier 3 is the Panzer III Alps M. So just take the Panzer III L and put side skirts on it, and you have a Panzer III M. If I'm correct, oh yeah, the reload is also slightly worse because balancing. Oops, sorry about that. Balancing reasons, you know. It's a good tank. It's a good tank. It's overshadowed by this guy that we'll get to in a second. Next up is the Panzer IV F2. This is literally just the Panzer IV F1, but instead it gets the long 75 KWK 40. It's okay. I mean, it's an upgun version of the tank. It suffices. It's an okay tank. I don't really. I did play it. I guess I played a lot in the past, but I don't play it anymore nowadays. It's an okay thing. Next, yes, the flak bus, or the 8.8 centimeter flak 37. It's a this thing is the epitome of glass cannon. There is no armor on this thing. Your ammo rack is right here. Easiest ammo rack in the entire game. But you get the 88 millimeter flak 37 cannon. This is the first 88 millimeter in the game. You get this APHE, 153 millimeters pen, really good, and the damage of 200. This can one-shot a lot of tanks. The reload though is 10 seconds, so you got to time it a bit. And one thing is that the turret speed is not good. It's not good. I have a lot of kills in this tank. One of my personal favorites of Tier 3. Possibly my favorite? No, not my favorite. My favorite is this. This is the VK6501. It is literally just an up-armored VK30. The chassis is, of course, different. It is much longer. It has much more health, 450. It has the same 75mm KWK, so it only does 100mm a pen. But that action for Tier 3, that's not bad. It actually can do pretty good damage for Tier 3. Right, next. This is probably the most played tank in Tier 3 Germany, the Panzer IV Alps J. Just take a Panzer IV F2, put 80mm frontal armor, which is actually really impressive. Woo. And then you have 30mm side armor with 15mm skirts. I don't play this tank. It's a good tank though. When I fight against it, players are usually competent. I like it. The gun is good. It's pretty fast. It's probably one of the better tanks of Tier 3. You'll see these a lot. And of the last of the tech tree, we have the Jagdpanzer 38T, otherwise known as the Hetzer to some. I play this tank a lot. It's the first true casemate tank destroyer in the modern German sense. You have the 75mm KWK-40, but the armor is where it's at. Frontal, so it's only 60mm frontal armor. Everywhere else is 20 or less. So basically, you just face towards the enemy and you will not die. The armor, straight on, you're looking at 130 plus. And if you're angled, usually just gonna hit your side, but if like you peek out just your front, I mean, they'll probably still hit your track. But like, this is one of the best. This is the best tank in Tier 3. It's not my personal favorite. That's the VK65, but this is the best German tank for Tier 3. So Tier 3 tech tree. Next we have the premium, and this is the Panzer III Alps N. This very garish green color. This is just a Panzer III M, but it gets the 75mm cannon with the 4-second reload. This thing can sling a lot of heat fast. That's the point. It can shoot fast, and it can do damage fast. I rarely ever see this tank played. Like, rarely I ever see this tank get played. I don't even know if I've seen one in the past month or so. But it's a good tank. And I mean, in theory, there's just better tanks in the tech tree. Okay, next is the E10. Now, this is the first, if I'm correct, in German at least, this is the first tank with a gimmick. This actually has hydraulics that you can use to move the tank up and down a bit. But besides that, it's actually I think it's a worse Hetzer. The frontal armor is the same, at least up here. You got 60 millimeters, and it's actually, I actually think it might be more. Huh, that's interesting. The frontal armor is actually, wrong thing. The frontal armor is actually better than I thought. In some areas at least. But then you have this spot, which is only 25, and the sides are unangled 25 millimeters, so you can just easily pen them, even with the side skirts. This is just a worse Hetzer. I would not use this. Plus, you have a 9-second reload. I mean, the Hetzer has an 8-second reload. It's not that bad, but I don't want to use this cannon. I wouldn't want to use this tank. And then last of the premium is the VK1602 Leopard. Just take the Panzer II looks, strap a 50mm yeah, this is essentially just an ARP armored Panzer looks. That's it. It's also faster. I don't know what else to say. It's just the Panzer looks, but I guess. Okay, we're now in what I consider the beginning of top tier, tier 4. Tier 4 Germany actually does not have a lot of tanks, but they are good tanks. So, the Panzer IV Alfs H. Now you're probably wondering, what's the difference? Slightly faster turret rotation speed, reload. That's it. There's no armor differences whatsoever. It's still 80 in the front, and then 30, and then about 45 in the sides. It's a good tank. It's just the reload that kind of carries it. Alright, next is my... no. Used to be my favorite tier 4 tank. Not anymore, though. This is the Panzer... I'm not even going to say that. It's the Pat Max, or the Dicker Max, as some people... as it's kind of called. This is one of the first German glass cannon tank destroyers. Huge gun, 105mm, and you do a lot of pen. You do 187 with 350 damage. This can one-shot easy. The reload, though, is 17 seconds, so I'm gonna watch it. The one thing about this, though, is that the vertical traverse can go pretty low. Can actually go pretty low, minus 15 degrees. So it's a good tank if you're kind of on an embankment and you can aim at people. Okay, next is the Jagdpanzer IV. Take the Hetzer, give it better armor. This is that. It's the better Hetzer. It also has just a better gun. It has the Pak 39, which is, it's not bad. It's not bad if you ask me. The gun's okay. The tank, though, it's a casemate tank destroyer. You wanna be, facing the enemy so that they can't pen your front. Even then, they kind of can in tier 4. Next is the Panzer IV 70A. This is the first tank that has the long 75 Pak 42, which will be used on the Panthers. This gun carries the entire tank. The armor is not bad, actually. You got 80mm frontal armor. However, the thing is, and you have 80mm on the sides of the casemate, but only about 40 below that. The one thing about this is the fact that it has the flat spot here, which can be really easily penned. If they hit you up here, it'll be a bit harder, but if they hit you here, I mean, it's just over. But the gun is the best part. 192mm of pen, 180 damage. And the APCR is 228mm of pen with 150 damage. Really good. One of my favorite. I have gotten a lot of kills on this. And the last tech treat tank is the VK3601. This heavy tank is 100mm frontal armor and 100mm front turret armor with 60mm all around. The gun is unique. It's the only 55mm in the game. If I'm correct, yeah, it might be. I might correct myself on later stuff. The one thing is that the ammo, it pens a lot, but it doesn't do a lot of damage. I mean, 180 millimeters a pen, but it only does 75 damage on a 7-second reload. Yeah, for tier 4, it's not the best, but there are uses for it. It's tanky, it can be used as a distraction. There are uses for it, but I wouldn't really use it, if you ask me. Alright, moving on to the premium and seasonal. This is the Panzer IV Alf's H Ignite. I think I'm saying that. I'm definitely butchering that. I don't really know why this tank exists, to be honest. I don't even know what this tank was used for. But it's a Panzer IV with sloped armor. But the sloped armor kind of sucks. It's only 15 millimeters, which angle, I mean, that's 100. I don't see why this tank exists. I mean, the gun's fine. It's the same KWK-40, but like, this is one of the least needed premiums in the game. I don't see a reason that this premium needs to exist. But that's just me. Maybe someone has a reason to use this, but I don't see it. Alright, next is my personal favorite tank of tier 4 out of everything. That's the Panzer IV Schmalturm. This is essentially just a Panzer IV-H, but with Schmalturm turret, which, if you don't know, they tried to standardize a turret throughout all tanks, and they came up to this. 80mm frontal armor with 60mm armor. But the gun, oh, the gun. This is a better Panzer IV 70A. It's the same gun, same reload, but you can actually turn it. You can't turn it as fast, but it's still a really good tank. My favorite. I love this tank. Alright, last, tier 5 Germany. Oh boy, I have opinions on players in tier 5 Germany. Let's just get started. The Panzer V Alf's D, the first Panther, otherwise known as the Panther D. Armor, really good. 80mm armor with 100mm. Oh, but 100mm turret face, turret cheeks. It's a good tank. 40mm all around, that's kind of the weakness. And oh boy, this 6 degrees of turret rotation a second. I hate this tank for that reason. I only got 46 kills with this and I ran past it. It's just, that really limits it. It's still a good Panther, it's decently fast, you have neutral steering, but it's just not it's just not good in my opinion. Next up is the Stur Emil. This is basically just a better Digger Max. You have the 128mm cannon, yes, that cannon. And ooh, look at that, 230mm a pen with 500 damage. This thing can one-shot most of tier 5. You also get the pretty good vertical traverse, minus 15 degrees. But the thing is, it's a glass cannon, only 15mm on the front, 20 on the side. Really good. Probably the best tank destroyer in the tier, if here's the if it had a ever so slightly faster reload. But that's for later. Oh boy, here we go. The Tiger H1. I personally hate Tiger players. I'll say it. I hate Tiger players. They're annoying, okay? In terms of armor, you're looking at 102mm armor, 145 turret cheek armor. And as all Tiger players do, if you angle this, you're probably gonna survive. I mean, if you're angled like this, it's pretty hard. The gun, the 88mm, I don't like it as a gun because you only do 165mm of damage. And you do 186 damage. And I mean, don't even look at the others. The other ones, they're not that good. I don't like it for one reason. Like, I don't personally like using it for one reason. This can be penned by a standard 76 Sherman. And it might sound, obvious, but in certain cases, head on, they can't pin me, but I can pin them. So that's why I don't like it. Call it a skill issue, call it something. Insult me all you want. I just don't like using the tigers. I said it. Alright, next, we're gonna go here. The Panzer 470V. Take the 470A, make it better. This is the 470V. Faster reload, same gun, and you're even more armored. It's the same armor, it's 80mm, but again, you have 100. It's the armor, it's the angling. That's what makes this tank so good compared to the 70A. I love this tank destroyer, but in tier 5, I don't really see a use for it. The Panthers are just more mobile, and only really, it's okay. I like it, but I just don't really see the use for the tier 5, personally. Alright, next is the Panther G, just the better Panther D. Literally, everything is the same, except the entire front turret is actually 100. I don't even, was this 100? Okay, it was, my bad. Yeah, and you get a much faster turret speed. You get 20 degrees a second compared to 6. It's just the better gun. Also, it says the cannon is different. It's the KWK 42 instead of the PAK 42. It doesn't really make a difference. You have a slightly faster reload, but that's about it. My favorite Panther gun, obviously. Next is the depending on how you say it, the Nashorn or the Nashorn, I don't care. This is my favorite German tank in tier 5. You get the long 88. This is the only tank, I'm pretty sure this is the only tier 5 German tank with the long 88. It does so much damage with so much pen. It's one of the best. But you are literally a glass cannon. You have 10mm of armor around your gun. That's the drawback, but I love this. I love this tank. This is my favorite tier 5 tank. It's here for a reason. Alright, lastly we have the Tiger E, or Dunkelgelb. How do I put this? Well, you take the Tiger H1, you give it more turret traverse speed for a longer reload. That's it. It's a better Tiger H1. You're not wrong, but like, Tiger wasn't really that great to begin with, in my opinion. So the one difference, obviously, is that the cupola is actually a really easy way to get shots. Because, again, this works like World of Tanks. It's a health bar system. You don't have to knock out the crew. You just have to take the health out. So if you get a good shot up here, you can one-shot it pretty consistently, actually. But obviously in the Tiger E, it is much harder to hit. Like, it is significantly harder to hit. Like, straight on, you need like 200 at least to hit that thing. But, it's the better Tiger H1. What can I say? And lastly, for Germany, we have the Tiger P, or lastly for Germany as in premiums, we have the Tiger P, or the BK4501. Commonly known as the Porsche Tiger, even though Porsche really didn't have a lot to do with it. This gets the KWK. This gets the same cannon as the Tigers. However, it has a longer reload, but the armor is kind of the main thing. Also, this also has a gimmick. You can actually move this frontal plate. I've never seen it get used, but apparently you can. In terms of armor, though, the armor is definitely a bit better. You have certain if you angle it, it's a bit less because you have the sides, you have these corners which can be easily hit. But it's a good tank for what it is. I've seen a lot of people get like dozen kill streaks with these things, so it's not a bad tank. I just want to buy it as a premium. I don't care. And the last German tank, well, for people that can access it, is the VK3002D. I think that stands for Daimler, if I'm correct. This tank's interesting. You have the Panther gun on essentially a worse chassis. Yeah. You have the Panther gun on essentially a worse chassis. In terms of armor, frontal armor, you're looking at 60 millimeters, but only 100 angled. The turret's 80, again 100. If you angle it, I guess you could get a good balance, but I don't see a use for this, really. I mean, it's definitely it's a fast tank, and the reload's about the same, but the turret traverse speed's the same as the Panther D. And if you know that, it sucks. Well, that'll do it. That is all of the German tanks that a person can access. There are actually special tanks that only like devs and people with certain milestones. Like there's a Tiger Normandy version, which is essentially, I think, just a Tiger E, but it has camo netting all around it. Yep, but you have to get like, I think, 1,000 hours of game time to even get this, and I mean, I have 300. Holy moly, I am a no-life at this game. You have to get 1,000 hours or have access to it. There's other tanks that I'm forgetting that only like devs have access to, but I mean, I can't review them, so. But yeah, that is Tier 5 Germany. Overall, if I had to rank this skill tree, I'd give it an A minus, let's say that. Really good top tier tanks, but in lower tier, I mean, they're okay for their tier, if you ask me. But, so that'll do it. Next video will be of the Russian tech tree, excuse me. And oh boy, I have words to say about the Russian tech tree. I love the Russian tech tree, but I have words, so I will get to that one later. See you guys later.